are leaving their children generational debt instead of generational wealth. And so we got to break that curse, and I'm hoping that the seeds that I plant today can be a blessing to not only myself, but to you all as well, because I get blessed just being up here, being a blessing to you all. And so I want to give you all these papers here. If someone doesn't mind, please, to pass these out. I want you all to take notes. I believe that note takers are money makers. So note takers are money makers. So I want you to follow along. On the screen, I'm going to be giving you the information to put on those forms there so that you all can get a better understanding of how to attain financial freedom. And so just to give you a little background about myself, my name is Keith Tucker. I am an identical twin. I have a twin brother who looks just like me, talk like me. We're 11 minutes apart. It's been a blessing growing up with an identical twin. It's like looking in the mirror every single day. And I have 3 wonderful children. I got a 22-year-old, I got a 21-year-old, and I also have a 16-year-old. My daughter has been in the hospital the majority of her whole life, but one thing I learned is that, even though it may look one way, God has a way of turning things completely around. The doctors can give the diagnosis, but God gives the prognosis. So that's what I stand on and what I believe in. I have a wonderful wife of 16 years. She's been a blessing to me, and I thank her for allowing me to come out here as well on today. So I'm gonna grab this clicker here, and as I stated, everyone has a form in front of them. Please follow along with me. I'm gonna fill out the form on the TV so that you all can get a better understanding. Before I got learning these strategies, I was terrible with money. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was borrowing from Paul to pay Peter, and I was struggling to make ends meet. And lo and behold, this gentleman taught me some strategies that literally changed the outlook of my finances. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had $100,000 worth of debt. My credit score was like 520. I mean, my finances was in disarray. And so when I followed these strategies that I'm getting ready to show you, I was able to, number one, eliminate $100,000 of debt in just 1 year. $100,000 of debt gone in 1 year. And that's nothing but the grace of God. Number two, I was able to increase my credit score from a 520 to an 804. So I went from poor credit to excellent credit in literally 9 months. And then last and not least, I was able to pick up another stream of income. And I'll talk about the importance of why you need to have multiple streams of income, especially these days in time when the economy is up and down. And so it's just been a blessing to me. And so as I stated, go ahead and follow along with me. Fill in the blanks as I go over this form. But I'm going to give you some great education so that you can better understand financial literacy. So let's go ahead and dive into the form. Everyone's form looks just like this. So again, make sure you take notes. Again, I'm stressed one more time. Note takers are money makers. So let's go ahead and dive into it. I'm going to bring up 3 numbers on the form. You got a 2, a 4, and a 3. We're going to talk about all 3 of those numbers that's on the form. But we're going to start with the 2. There are 2 objectives. So go ahead and write the word objectives. There are 2 objectives that everyone's trying to accomplish every single day. And I want you all to let me know if you agree with me or not. Objective number 1 is people are trying to go to a job or a business to earn enough income to provide for their current lifestyle. Think about it. The food that you eat, the clothes that you wear, the house that you live in, that has to be paid for some way, and most people do that with a job or a business. Would you all agree? The second objective is people are trying to put enough money in some sort of investment so that when they retire, their money works for them instead of them working for the money. Now, those investments can come in the form of real estate, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, IRAs, annuities. There's several types of investments out there, but most people are making sure that while they work in a job, they're simultaneously investing so that when they retire, their money works for them instead of them working for the money. Would you all agree with that as well? Yeah. All right. Now, most people think that Social Security is going to be enough money to help them live. But a lot of people that collect a Social Security check and still struggle to make ends meet. So Social Security alone is not just enough to help people to really attain financial freedom. The other thing that people think is pensions or 401k. They think that that's going to be enough to literally help them walk off their job and live happily ever after. Now, what I always tell people is most people work what we call a 40-40-40 lifestyle. That means you work 40 hours a week for 40 years just to end up with 40% of your income every time. Now, think about it. If a person is struggling off 100% of their income right now, how are they going to make it off of 40% every time? That's why you see so many people work a job, retire, and then unfortunately what happens? They go back and get another job because 40% just can't cut it. Now, there are some things that stop people from attaining financial freedom. And I'm talking about 4 things. These are 4 challenges that are stopping people from attaining wealth or building financial freedom and stopping people from living paycheck to paycheck. The first one is inflation. How many of you heard of that? Inflation. The cost of living is steady going up, but your paycheck is not going up at the same rate. Let me give you an example. If you were making $7 an hour in 1990 and you're making $14 an hour today, you know what the truth is? Technically, you still make $7 an hour. You say, why do I say that? Because even though your paycheck went up, so did the cost of daycare, food, clothes, housing. So your paycheck went up an inch when inflation went up a foot. You'll never get ahead financially if you don't do anything to outpace inflation. Number 2, taxes. You lose 1/3 of your income right off the top to taxes. Let me prove it to you. You go to the store, you pay sales tax. You buy a house, you pay property tax. You get paid on your job, you got federal, social, all those taxes coming out of your paycheck. 1/3 is gone right off the top to taxes. See, these are things that I'm naming that are really keeping people living paycheck to paycheck. The third one is debt. Debt takes the second third of your income. So already we're behind because of inflation. Then we lose 1/3 of our income to taxes. Then debt comes in and takes the second third of our income. And debt sometimes can be a result of taxes. Here's why I say that. Let's say your employer told you that you make $50,000 a year on your job. You were so excited about that $50,000 that you bought your house a car and a house, and you told the finance company you make $50,000. But you know what the truth is? You never bought home $50,000 because you lost 1/3 of your income to taxes. So technically, you only bought home $35,000. But here's the problem: they financed you at $50,000, not $35,000, so you end up in debt, and that's why people are struggling paycheck to paycheck. The last one. Big business takes the final third of your income. Now, I really want you all to think about this one right here. Big business is smart, and they're very crafty. They know that every month there's a holiday, so guess what big business is going to do? They're going to run a holiday sale. Let me prove it to you. January, New Year sales. February, Valentine's Day sales. March, spring break sales. April, Easter sales. May, Memorial and Mother Day sales. June, Father Day sales. July, 4th of July sales. August, back to school sales. September, Labor Day sales. October, Halloween sales. November, they get you big time because first of all, they call Thanksgiving Brown Thursday now. They have you eating on Thanksgiving, getting indigestion to go shopping. Then they get you a Black Friday. Then they get Small Business Saturday. Then Sunday they say, you know, if you missed Black Friday sale, we extended it on Sunday. Then Monday we got Cyber Monday. And then December, Christmas sales. Every month, big business knows that we, the consumers, are going to participate. Because they know that you won't walk in that house without no gifts under that tree for Christmas. Because they know that them kids going to flip that tree upside down. They know on Valentine's Day, you're going to buy your sweetheart a gift. Because if not, you're going to be sleeping in the car or on the couch. So big business is smart. And we participate every single month. And we lose 1/3 of our income to big business. See, these 4 challenges is the real reason people are living paycheck to paycheck. Most people might say, Keith, the reason I'm struggling is I don't make enough money. If I just made 6 figures, I probably wouldn't be in the situation that I am. But how many seen people like MC Hammer, Mike Tyson, Tony Braxton? They made millions of dollars back in the day, and then you heard on TV one day they went bankrupt. So making more money is not just the key to financial freedom. That's just a piece of the pie. There's several other factors that need to come into play if you desire to build wealth. So what do? We provide 3 solutions. So I'm going to talk about 3 solutions to you all that can really change the outlook of your finances. The first one is called cash flow management. Do you know that a lot of people are what we call cash flow negative? And you say, what is cash flow negative? The definition of a cash flow negative is this. If you're paying this much bills with this much money, you are literally one pink slip away from a financial catastrophe. See, so many people say, Keith, no, I don't have to worry about that. My job is secured. But you seen what happened when COVID took place? You see how many people lost their jobs unexpectedly, had no savings, no emergency fund, and people were hurting. So most people are paying their bills like that. They're paying this month's bills with this much money, and they end up finding themselves in a bad situation because all it takes is one paycheck and it's all over for you. So we got to get you cash flow positive. When you work a job, you are taxed at 28 to 33%. That's one of the highest tax brackets there is. Even though there's other options, a job is what's preached to us the most. You know, our parents say go to school so you can get a good job. You go off to college, your professors say stay in school so you can get a good job. Nothing wrong with a job. I tell people all the time, I still work a job. Be thankful for your job. Just don't be satisfied. In other words, your job should be a comma in a sentence, not a period in a sentence. And let me break down the word J-O-B for you for a second. Think about this for a minute. When you first wake up in the morning, you J-O-B, you jump out of bed. Am I correct? You brush your teeth, you comb your hair, you get in your car, and guess what? You J-O-B again, you jump on the beltway. Some people 30 minutes, some people an hour, some people 2 hours, based on where you live and where you work. Then you get to work, then they give you a check, and you got a J-O-B, you got to juggle it over bills. Sometimes that's hard to do because you get a little bitty check, but you got all these bills. And then you work 40 plus years on a job and realize, man, I think I've been on a journey of the broke. See, nothing wrong with a job. I stress that. I'm thankful for my job. But at the end of the day, you got to be in a situation where you got to have multiple things because your job can be lost just like that. You can walk in your job tomorrow. They can say, we're downsizing, outsourcing. The company went bankrupt. And what can you do? There's nothing. The bills will still come in. The bill collectors can care less about what happened to your job. They still want to get paid. So you got to have a mindset of, I got to have multiple things going on just in case if one stream dries up, you got another one to fill the gap. Now, when you work your job, you work, you're taxed, and the little bit that's left over, you spend. That's the reality of a job. Nothing wrong with a job. Now, what can you do to really change your outlook of finances if you're working a job? First thing is you can help minimize taxes. Now notice the word is minimize. I didn't say evade your taxes. I didn't say don't pay your taxes. I said minimize your taxes. See, wealthy people understand that there's loopholes that can help them minimize their taxes, but a lot of us get upset and say, oh, what they're doing is not fair. There's a lot of legal things that's out there that can help you minimize your taxes, but you know, when you don't know, you don't know. You know, the Bible says our people perish because of lack of knowledge. So we got to get knowledge about that. So one way to minimize your taxes is, how many people heard of a form called the W-4? That's the form you filled out when you first started your job. Do you know that the IRS says that over 80% of Americans have that W-4 form filled out incorrectly? You know what most people think? They say, you know what? I'm going to change my W-4 to fit how many people live in my house. Me, I'm married, I got kids. So when we start thinking that mindset about our W-4, and it's all wrong. Now, back in the day, you would put 0, 1, 2, 3 on a W-4, but now they've changed the W-4 where you got to do calculations. So it's a whole different ball game, and you got to we use something called an IRS calculator to kind of show people how to fill that form out. Now, we show you that because most people don't understand that it's better to get your refund throughout the year instead of waiting till the end of the year. So many of us so used to, I can't wait till the end of the year, get that 5,000, 10,000, because in a lot of times, which is understandable, most people haven't seen that type of income at that one time. And so what we do is we wait till the end of the year. But wouldn't it make sense that if you adjusted your W-4 correctly, that you get your money now so that you can pay your bills off now? Invest now. All year. That's the best way to do it. And so we teach people in our courses how to do just that. Number 2, minimize debt. You know, we teach people to become debt-free. We don't consolidate debt. We show people how to eliminate debt. And I tell you, when you're debt-free, you're stress-free. Let me say that again. When you are debt-free, trust me on this, you are stress-free. See, that debt I had, over $100,000 of debt, that was stressing me out every single day. Now that that debt is paid off, I am stress-free because that debt was costing me $2,400 a month to pay that every month. Now $2,400 a month is coming back to me because I no longer have that debt. And so you want to get in a position to eliminate debt because that creates a stream of income for you as well. Then you want to minimize your expenses. This is hard for many people because some of us gotta have Netflix. Some of us gotta have our coffee in the morning 3 or 4 times a day. So all that adds up. And there's nothing wrong with having those things. I'm not telling anybody to stop them, but sometimes you gotta write it on paper because the Bible says write the vision and make it plain, right? You gotta write your stuff on paper to see where your money is going. See, some of us haven't even wrote our stuff down and we have no clue why we're losing our money. It's because we have no clue what we're paying out. And so we show people how to minimize expenses, but we also show people how to repair their credit. Many people have no clue that you can fix your own credit without hiring a credit specialist. A lot of people say, well, I don't have the time to do that. I don't know how to do that. Well, we give the education on how to literally do that so that you can get in a position to get in a 700 credit score, 800 credit score. Do you know that bankruptcies can be deleted from your credit report? Collections, student loans, all these things that are on people's credit reports that's hurting them can literally be deleted or corrected or updated by literally following some strategies on how to repair and restore your credit. And so we offer that as well. So we show people how to do it themselves instead of going out there paying somebody to do it for you. So that's the first side. Do anybody have any questions on that first side so far?
No, I can hear.
Hey, how you doing? All right, let's go to the second section right quick. Business income. So I talked to you all earlier about having multiple streams of income. So I can't stress enough how important it is to have multiple streams, not just one stream, but multiple streams of income. And one of the ways that you can minimize your taxes is by having a business. It could be a traditional business, it could be a home-based business, but you need some sort of business that allows you to get tax breaks that a regular employee on a job doesn't have access to. For example, I drove here because I have a business. Those miles are tax deductible. That's going to help lower my taxable income so I can pay less taxes. I'm going to eat out anyway. I'm going to use my cell phone anyway. I'm going to travel anyway. But guess what? Because I have a business, those same everyday expenses that I was going to do anyway now become tax deductible expenses. So we show people how to use a business and be able to lower your taxable income so that you can pay less taxes. One of the biggest bills you pay outside of your mortgage and your car note is your tax bill. That's one of the biggest bills. So if you can minimize your tax bill, that puts money in your pocket as well. And we offer a business for literally $9.95 where a person can have advantage of that. When you work a business, you're taxed less. You're taxed at 18 to 23% compared to 28 to 33% on a job. You work your business, you spend, and then whatever's left over is what you're taxed on. Warren Buffett made a bold statement one day, and he said on national TV that he pays less taxes than his secretary. How is a billionaire able to do that when the secretary works a job as well? Well, how is he paying less taxes than her? He has a business, and he's getting all these deductions, and he's paying less taxes. You have the same opportunity as a Warren Buffett or any other entrepreneur, and you can minimize your taxes as well. Now, to be successful in any business, I don't care what business you're in, you got to invest in time. Building wealth does not happen overnight. It happens over time. Write that down. Building wealth doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. When you're building wealth, you're running a marathon. You're not running a sprint. So there's some key things because, you know, we live in a world today where we live in a microwave society. People want stuff quick, fast, in a hurry. You know, I want to throw stuff in the microwave instead of putting stuff in the stove. You know, so you gotta understand that building wealth is going to take some time. So you gotta invest some time in whatever business that you're doing. Then, as a business owner, you get a chance to write off your lifestyle. You're going to do all these things anyway, but go ahead and get a business so that you can write those things off. Then you can earn whatever you desire. The sky's the limit. You know, God's not a respecter of person. If he did it for this person, that person, he can do it for you as well. Now let's fill out the last column and I'm done. we're going to talk about investment income. Very, very important. When you invest, you're taxed at less than 15%. So it's good to, have a job, have another stream of income, and also simultaneously be investing so that your wealth can start building wealth for not just for you, but for your children and your children's children. Some of the things we teach in our classes is we teach about capital gains, dividends, but the best investment that you can ever invest in, I want you to write this in bold letters, capitalize it, underline it, put quotation marks, is yourself. There's no such thing as a bad investment when you are investing in you. See, so many of us have so many great talents, but we're allowing them talents to sit. We got to do something. So you got to invest in yourself. So in closing, I'm going to say this. I want to give you all four things I want you to write down. This is not on the paper. You can write it on the back. There are 4 seasons of success. 4 seasons of success. This goes for anything. 4 seasons of success. The first season is the season of preparation. The season of preparation. In order to be successful in anything, this could be business, it could be church, ministry, whatever it is, you got to get prepared for your success. So in business, how do you get prepared? By business cards, by brochures. You got to get prepared. When a woman is getting ready to have a baby, she doesn't wait till the baby's born to buy clothes. She's preparing for the baby before the baby comes. You got to do the same thing for success. Also, you got to prepare yourself for something that many people don't prepare for. The word no. Everybody I talk to is going to say yes. They're going to say yes. But you got to prepare yourself for no. No means next one. Don't take it personal. Move on to the next one. But we got to prepare ourselves for that, because believe it or not, that 2-letter word have caused so many people to give up on their goals and their dreams. The next season is the season of planting. The season of planting. This is a season where you got to plant seeds and you got to plant them consistently. But you know what the problem is? A lot of us don't plant seeds because we're scared that we're going to plant seeds on bad ground. You'll never know if the ground's going to be good or bad. Your goal is just to plant them and plant them consistently. And understand this. Every seed you plant is not going to grow. Some seeds is going to stay dormant, and some seeds is going to grow and grow and grow. But it's your job to continue to plant seeds. Now, the only seeds I knew that grew overnight was Jack and the Beanstalk. And we all know that was a fairy tale. The third season is a hard season. This is a season that's hard for many people. It's called the season of pruning. The season of pruning.
Season of what?
Pruning. This is a season where you got to cut some people off. Do you know how hard that is? My cousin told me that I ain't gonna be successful. My brother told me I ain't gonna be successful. When I say cut people off, I'm not mean get them out of your life. Sometimes you gotta understand this. The Bible says life and death is in the power of the tongue. If you continue to let people speak death into your dreams, guess what's gonna happen? You'll never accomplish your dreams. You gotta get around like-minded individuals that's gonna give you motivation to move forward. See, when you go to a plant store, a lot of times you see the person cutting the leaves off the plant. They're not doing that to kill the plant. They're causing the plant to grow. You got to cut some things off. But you know what else you got to cut off? Not just people. We got to cut off excuses. Oh, it's raining outside. It's cold outside. But guess what? We will do that. We will say that for our own self. But when it comes to a job, we'll get in our car. We'll complain. I don't know why they had me coming in the rain, but we're going to go. But when it comes to our own dreams and goals, we make the biggest excuses. I'll do it next week. I'll do it tomorrow. But let me give you this to write down too. Procrastination is the assassination to your destination.
That's good.
I'm saying it again. Procrastination is the assassination to your destination. The more we procrastinate, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Guess what? Time is passing. The time is now. It's now o'clock that you got to go for your dreams and your goals. Yes. In the last and final season, as I take my seat, is the season of prosperity. Now, this is a season that all of us look forward to. All the work that I've been doing, I get a chance to see my dreams grow. But I want you all to be careful in that season as well. Because guess what? Sometimes money can change people's attitude. They start doing stuff to people that they normally wouldn't do. You got to understand that you got to be careful in that season, and also understand that you got to invest back into your own self. See, we got a business, but we're not investing in our business. We're just hoping that customers are going to flow. No, you got to invest back into your business. So in closing, keep those 4 seasons in mind: season of preparation, season of planting, season of pruning, and the season of prosperity. And I encourage you all just to continue to believe in yourself. And God is not a respecter of person. If He did it for me, He can definitely do it for you. Thank you so much.